Hi, Kevin Henry with Dental Economics. I'm here today on a Skype interview with my friend Garrett Ludwig of Diversified Design Technologies of Connecticut. And this is a continuation of our series on dental office design. And Garrett, I know today we're going to talk about the importance of defining a base budget. So talk to me about what that is and why that's important.
I think that more often than not, I find that clients, or not clients of mine, but other projects are running into trouble going way over budget because they haven't established their core expenses accurately from the beginning. There are so many things, I won't go into all of them, but just to mention an incidental, there are many insurances that have to be in place and they have to be encompassed in the cost of the project. One of them is less obvious to most people is builder's risk insurance, which is protecting the owners from any misgivings, be it fire, theft, some other damage other than a act of God. There are those insurances that have to be covered, and it can cost as much as $1,000 or more depending on the project. So it's very important to identify these things up front and know what is included in your overall cost. One of the things that we deal with a lot too is environmental conditions. We've had both new construction and existing facilities where we've had to deal with either encapsulation, removal, or abatement of hazardous materials. So in one instance, for example, on a new construction project, we found that although there weren't contaminants there, there were incompatible soils for compacting, and we had to excavate all of the existing soil and introduce new material so that the foundation could be set properly. Same type of thing happens with asbestos and other existing environmental issues that have to be managed on the interior of a project. So that often requires an engineer to come out and evaluate the problem and then engage the tradespersons who would be responsible for remediating the problem. So things that should be identified up front. Soil tests are just an essential when you're building a new building. I find that people do these types of things. They'll buy a piece of land because it's in an ideal location and not acknowledge the fact that it was formerly a service station and could have oils and other contaminants in the ground. So those are quite important. Construction, people will often go to a contractor and ask for a per square foot price for construction. And with all sincerity, they give a reasonable price. But what isn't established are details like, is it slab on grade, so it's a concrete floor? Is it a partial basement, crawl space, or a full basement? Those are profoundly mitigating as far as the cost of the project. Interior finishes go into the same thing, paint to wall covering, and the amount of money that's being allowed, the funds that are being designated for allowance, maybe so many dollars per square yard for wall coverings. So all of those things are very important to identify. The quality of the materials is one, but then they often overlook things like artwork. These are essential components of any project, and a lot of times these things are foregone because there wasn't enough money left in the budget for them. Another thing that's often overlooked are the alarm systems, smoke, fire, and security. Again, these are fairly expensive services and not on a budget-breaking element, but they're certainly significant in encompassing in the overall budget. Another thing that I find people are not asking is about medical gases, whether they're going to have hard plumbed or portable nitrous oxide. Significant difference in cost, although the components, the scavenger systems, and all of those still must be in place. The cost for implementing a hard plumb system over a portable system is significant. So I find that people are not dotting all their I's up front. We have a 7-page spreadsheet that identifies all of these costs, anything from hand pieces and equipment all the way through to the waste baskets, the potentially. So we're not going to put a client in jeopardy by allowing them to get into a project without knowing what those costs are going to be.